Are you ready for Pluto to station direct and Venus to enter Libra? Oh, we're talking about Monday, October 13th. There's a new energy and it's connected to higher consciousness. Let's talk about it. Big Astrology. Pew! Hey, what's up everybody? It's Eric Taylor, BigEAstro. I'm back with another transit video from my transit series. And today we're talking about upcoming transit just around the corner. October 13th, we're going to have Pluto station direct. Now, Pluto goes retrograde once a year for about 5.5 months. So we'll have it again in 2026. But this retrograde started back in May. Forgot the exact date, but this is really bringing us to a new energy and a new frequency with all that's going on. And just an hour or two afterwards, Venus enters Libra. So kind of going to show the chart talking about both these energies because what it's introducing is a Grand Air Trine. Okay, we already have Jupiter sort of smushed in between the North Node and Saturn in a trine in Pisces, Jupiter in Cancer, and Mars and Mercury and Lilith in Scorpio. They're not exact for a grand water trine, but you have those energies kind of all in the water signs about our action, our thought, our beliefs, philosophies, our higher mind, and our karma and spiritual discipline, along with our mission, purpose, and destiny. But this Grand Air Trine with Venus going home sweet home with Libra, Uranus still retrograde in Gemini, which will go shortly, November 7th, back into Taurus until April 25th. And we have Pluto stationing direct. And so Pluto in Aquarius has kind of shown us a lot of things around stem cells, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, AI, inventions, higher, forms of consciousness and technology. But Pluto also reveals what's hidden, the soul psyche, the shadow, the underworld, Hades. And so when you have Pluto trining Venus and Uranus, this is really maybe speaking to some sort of truth and revelation revealed around our finances, around our arts, culture, and entertainment, and really around the internet and the dark web as well. But it also brings in increased self-love and self-worth, healing from doing the shadow work with Jupiter squaring Chiron and Aries, healing these childhood wounds of the I am so that we can become online to our more true, authentic, sovereign selves. That's what Aquarius is really about, authenticity. And so when you have these clairs come online and mental telepathy and getting these downloads, and we don't know exactly what the energy will be from 3i Atlas. There's, rumors and this and that, but the reality is the alignment, has it connecting with Mars and Venus and Jupiter and the Sun, and has this whole little dance, really energetically till like March of 2026. So I think what we really need to expect is that at this time, we can tap in to our spirit guides, our higher selves, and really to a remembering. When you think about the shadow, what's coming up is us really tapping in to the remembrance on a soul level, right? When you're dealing with Uranus and Pluto, these are the evolution of your soul. Uranus is your soul seeking freedom and evolution, right? Breaking the social norms, fracturing the structures, but it's retrograde in Gemini, going back into Taurus to sort of recalibrate the fixed signs, and that does include Pluto Aquarius, but it will be like 29 degrees, right? But it's speaking to, and I don't know how far it's going to retrograde back in. I think it goes to at least 27 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. But what's taking place though is, the fixed signs will really, especially Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius too, but Taurus, Uranus coming back in your ascendant, it's making sure you've done the work the last 7 years and coming back for this final cleanup and test. Like, did you get the lesson I've been teaching you? Are you being the vanguard? Are you ready to push forward? Are you ready to be the rebel and black sheep and be comfortable with being uncomfortable? Because when it goes to the masculine mutable sign for the next 7 years in Gemini, and this little piece, we're going to see higher forms of technology and consciousness, innovation. But, listen, this is what we saw, some of these alignments with Saturn and Neptune in Aries, which is bringing in a new beginning. But I think what it's really bringing in also with these connections to 3i Atlas is an increase of the divide, the 3D and the 5D, and this split on Earth. And it's not physical, it's spiritual, but it's energetical, and it's intentional with what you're choosing with your spiritual practice and discipline, right? So Pluto stationing direct is now, and it will finish up the year at 3 degrees. And next year, I think it may get all the way up to 7 or 8, I'm not sure. But it's, this year it's just getting up to 3 degrees after the retrograde. But what you're seeing is the Aquarius thing: freedom, liberation, power to the people, right? We're just coming off of this 2-year experience and experiment and sadness and loss of life in the Middle East. And so now there's this energy of trading hostages and things like that, and a ceasefire and reimagining maybe a two-state solution, and Palestine and parts of Gaza and Muslim nations and America and Israel coming together to kind of rebuild and reformulate it. But that's all still to be played out. But Pluto in Aquarius is really speaking to everybody having a slice of pizza, vegan, and kombucha. I used to say slice of pizza and Snapple. But, that is something that I think we should all sign up for, right? And we should not be inviting in digital IDs, transhumanism, and 15-minute cities. Like, no, right? We've got to stay more independent, free, and sovereign. And we don't want technocrats running every aspect of our life. We don't want government all up in our life. But what we've got to really tap into is that we may need intergalactic intervention, and it just may be coming. So, listen, Venus in Libra is getting us back into this understanding that everything is about teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Our relationships, our marriages, our business partnerships. Well, with Venus there, it is that like financial support with one another. It is being fair and just. It is considering others. And when it's trining Uranus and Gemini, it's backtracking these reminders of communication and higher consciousness. Oh, do you remember this? Or, oh, what about trying this? And you know what I mean? And so it's sudden, quick, bite-sized information that it's beyond like just Opus clips or, this one and AI and ChatGPT. And it's you, as I've been saying, even 4 or 5 months before the election, you becoming the president and leader of your own life, but you becoming the media. This is to expand our higher consciousness and our intuition. And so allow this Pluto stationing direct and this trine energy, and as we're wrapping up Libra season and getting ready for the Libra new moon, to really walk in to this new frequency and vibration of the 5D and expect positivity, speak positivity, dream the big dreams, but know that your thoughts can triangulate and connect with everyone. And that you need to have more spiritual, conscious friendships, relationships, and marriages. Sounds nice, right? Well, This is where we're headed. But you don't get here without intention. You don't get here by staying caught up in the fear and anxiety and stress of the media and, oh, the president did this and this one said that and this and then the vitriol, left versus right and race, gender. No, that is the old system and the old ways trying to leech and latch onto you still and not like take off your shirt. Don't leave me. You've got to come here, heart-centered, into your heart chakra with self-love and love, fairness, justice for all and for your fellow man. All right? Sorry. Thought my son said he jumped in the pool with his phone. That wouldn't be good. That's not higher consciousness. Anyway, let's get to the chart for the Pluto stationing direct and see what's going on with this Grand Air Trine with Venus in Libra and Uranus in Gemini. Big E Astrology. Pew. All right, so this is the chart, and October 13th, Monday. And what's great is we've got the Pluto in Aquarius. We've got the Venus in Libra, just entered in. And we've got the Uranus in Gemini. So one thing when you think about that, remember Venus is also your values, but your devotion, right? So when you're thinking about how important it is, right, when they say where two or more are joined together, but it's about being devoted to your spiritual discipline and practice, right? Pluto is dealing with your soul. It holds the pain, trauma, and crises, right, from childhood and from past lives. This Uranus at 0 degrees, Pluto at 1, Libra at 0, Venus, by the way, the sun's at 20, and it's the start of the Libra-Gemini decan. This is where we're really tapping into when we take the time to meditate, to tone, to imagine our breath work in and out of the nose, right? Keeping our prana and chi. We are literally changing synapses in our brain, right? And Uranus is the central nervous system in the back of the neck. So that devotion, right, to positive affirmations in the mirror, to your spiritual practice, this is helping to heal the pain and trauma and crises from childhood and past lives. On the galactic, right? Tapping into the Akasha, right? So take that time and know that you also have some beautiful support, right? Especially if you're doing this on Monday, because we're also dealing with this moon Jupiter energy, okay, which is beautiful, that conjunction. So the moon in Cancer conjunct Jupiter, this is increasing our sensitivity, our emotional intelligence, and you have it trining Saturn and Pisces, okay? I mean, that's not, none of this is an accident. And, you know, it's kind of out of the trine because the North Node is 17 degrees now, but Saturn trining Jupiter and Uranus is sextiling Neptune, okay? This is till October 22nd until November 7th, them being at that 0 degree point. That's very powerful spiritually. It's the most pure, intense Aries, Gemini energy of our spirituality and higher consciousness. Initiating masculine energy. You need to take charge. You need to become the media. You need to become the person that sees through the veils of deception and stop deluding and lying to yourself. Stop the escapism. Be more of the tribal leader. Be more sovereign and independent. It's all here. But the Saturn trining Jupiter and the moon, this is your emotional intelligence. This is the divine feminine through your spiritual practice, cementing in your spiritual karma, tapping into your higher self. It's marvelous, darling. So, just enjoy this energy, but let's move forward with a new intention and a new mindset. And we can see that, Mars and Mercury, they're not really a part of this trine. The average black moon Lilith, the mean position is. And so that's important in terms of trusting your intuition. We won't even get into Juno being opposite Uranus, sudden breakups, sudden commitments, or sudden connections. Divine flame, but trining Neptune, finding the love, your soulmate, your spiritual partner of your dreams. The Mars is only, 14. But I think what's fascinating is, right, the Lilith went back into Libra. And I think it's really there kind of joining this energy of the Sun and Venus, where we have to use our higher consciousness and our intuition to build and to maintain positive relationships. But the most important relationship in your life is always going to be of yourself. Be dedicated and devoted to self-love. Sit there, massage your feet. Sit there and say, I am a great astrologer, a great husband, a great son, a great friend, a great brother, a great uncle, a great nephew, right? A great cousin, a great MC, a great poet, and I know it smooth like Moet. You can't tow it. These bars ride free on the highway of life. Getting downloads from Uranus, B. So that's what we're really seeing here. And this is what Pluto stationing direct is going to help us to move forward. And we're going to get more messaging about not just 3i Atlas, but the fact that we're not alone. And the reality is, not only have our galactic family always been here, that's us. We are the aliens. And I think they're beyond the ice wall and under the oceans. And yeah, strap your boots on. The rest of 25 and 2026, it's going to be fascinating. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you really get devoted to your spiritual practice in a way that you have not before. If you do 15 minutes, go up to 20 or 30. You do 30, try to go up to 35, 40. You do 40, 45, try to get to an hour. You do 3, try to get to 5 or 8. The point is no days off, 7 days a week. I promise you it will change your life for the better. Set that intention, that discipline, get in your prayer closet, meditate, tone, get sound bowls, tap in with your crystals. They are here to guide you and to help you, right? They're not just for your watches, your smartphones, your cell phones, computers, and smart TVs. God made these. God controls the planets and the universe. God is good. So good. All right? And October 13th was the first time I awakened out of coma at night and got put on restraints and went back to coma land. But this is a day that is, it's going to be nice. And stay devoted to peace, harmony, and balance. All right? BigEAstro. Pluto stations direct. Venus, Libra. Peace. Pew. That's it. Pluto stations direct in Aquarius, October 13th, and Venus Libra in a Grand Air Trine. Just remember with Venus and Libra, it's at home, and it's definitely about being in partnership and relationship. It's the fashionista and fashionista. It's, really bringing in a justice that maybe we can have in arts and culture and entertainment, that artists and rappers and singers and filmmakers and writers don't get taken advantage by Spotify and AI and technology and get their fair, just due. We may have to imagine our own internet, right? We may have to really, who knows, off-grid technologies. But one thing that you need to focus on is your spiritual practice, tapping into your higher self, and know that you have access to the spiritual realms. You have abilities to tap into your psychic gifts, all the clairs, right? Your clairaudient, claircognizant, right? But also just even your intuition increasing. This moon conjunct Jupiter trining the average position of Lilith and Saturn in Pisces, that is allowing us to awaken and cement in new spiritual practices with our flow and discipline. Along with Libra, Pluto, Uranus, and a Grand Air Trine, it's a thought, our actual words and our positive thoughts. The negative thoughts, cut them off here. Don't let them get dispensed out of the boca. Muy malo. So be intentional. Air and water wants you to be in the flow with your words and your thoughts, but on a higher positive level. So that way you are literally cementing and building in new realities, new practices that will not leave you ever again. Pluto Aquarius, Pluto direct, Venus Libra, Grand Air Trine, Grand Water Trine. Tell me, what's on your mind? Thank you, and hit me up, Eric at BigEAstro.com, the Libra birth chart sale. Sign up for my 2 workshops, the Chiron workshop, Saturday, November 1st, with myself and Anjani Segrest, breaking down your Chiron sign house degree, 6 p.m. Eastern, $32. You don't want to miss this. It's going to be powerful. You're going to have live personal readings, taking you from the wounding to the medicine. And you see Chiron is squaring Jupiter and the moon there. So this is a time to heal the family lineage, okay? Your roots and your ancestors, to protect that sacred bloodline, that energy, that frequency. Honor Big Mama. She's awakening. And join me Saturday, November 8th, 6 p.m. Eastern, with the amazing astronumerologist and cardologist, Jazz Aphrodite. We are meeting Saturday, November 8th, 6 p.m. Eastern, 2.5 hours, $46. We are giving you the astrological and cardology forecast for 2026 with live personal readings and predictions on your abundance and the alignment to your soul's purpose. You've got to bring your sun, moon, and rising and your birthday, and we're going to give you some insight, a little presentation, and then personal readings. All right, so this is a year of collaborations for me, and I want you to join. These 2 women are amazing and powerful, and I am honored to be working with both of them, but we're all honored to help guide you on your path and journey to ascension, becoming more sovereign and aligning with your soul and remembering who you chose to be on a soul level. It's time to remember and to heal. In the galactic and in the earth lives, our pain, trauma, and crises once and for all. All right? Pluto direct, Venus Libra, Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology. Check out BigEAstrology.com, and you can always email me, Eric, at BigEAstrology.com. That's where the workshops are at, all my services, and the Libra birth chart sale, email me directly. All right? It goes to the 22nd. Libra, sun, moon, and rising signs. Peace. Thanks, Pluto. It's time. I know.